You can tell it's me because wah, wah. Look.
Yes.
And then
That person has a bulge.
Wait, it has a bulge on the side.
Oh God,
Then
why?
it has a distinct lack of genitalia in the front.
Uh-huh.
It's like some kind of... It's Schrodinger's bulge.
Uh-huh.
I hate it.
This is a cursed image. Everything about this has become bad.
welcome. Take 2 of this. Hello, internet. I tried to record this video yesterday. I failed. Mostly because my recording software wasn't recording me. You know, the part that's explaining the host of it. So, we're back at it again. This time with an entirely different topic. Yesterday I tried to explain stats. That went not great. But
I'm glad that I'm here for the walking instead of the stat.
But today, it should be a lot better, I think.
I should say for the record that because of that fact that video is not going to be here, this is the first time I've showed up in one of your videos.
As I was about to get to this, welcome to my friends who are here. We got Blake.
Hello.
We got Jess.
Hello.
We got Sarah.
Yeah.
And we got another one of my friends who's my DM, one of my DMs. We got Aiden.
Oh.
So yeah, and you know, we're here, we're existing, and today, instead of trying to explain the null hypothesis to everybody, which nobody wants to hear that, I am
peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah. I wish you could see the face I'm making right now, because it is like, you know that face of that woman in the meme where she's like really trying really hard with the math? That's my face right now, because I'm trying to 100% absorb this information, because it's clicking somewhat. By the end of that null hypothesis stuff, my brain was leaking out my ears, by the way. I just want you to know.
I don't know, did you watch the one about the equations that we did the other week? Because that one was real bad.
Differential equations?
Yeah,
The math in comparison was a lot easier, but the concepts are a lot harder to grasp, in my opinion. But that doesn't matter because we're not doing math today. Instead, we're going to take another look at my evolution of verts class. I had another midterm in that class this week, and so I thought, why not give my friends a break from being tortured? By instead discussing one of my favorite topics that we've talked about so far, which is bipedalism and the adaptations humans have gone through to allow us to walk on 2 legs. So yeah, it's a fun
Are you
time.
about Zygapophyses again? Because I remembered that word.
Zygapophyses are actually not usually in human spines. I mean, I think we have some amount of zygapophyses, but not like a lot. Don't hold it against me. I'm not a professor in this. So I'll have to look it up.
No, we expect everything.
Pause. Yeah, you know what? Just pause. You watch this video. You guys can watch this video. Pause right here. I'll have the answer on the screen in a big paragraph for you, and a link in the description below. God.
Actually, if Hannah's wrong, guys, the YouTube crowd, feel free to find me on LinkedIn, and I will tell you Hannah's address.
No!
Just completely talk to Hannah.
Yeah, and then I guess without further ado, I'm gonna get into all of the adaptations we have. So, gonna switch that over and then get my timer. Right, ready to go. 3, 2, 1. All right. So, first things first, we have to talk about ancestral primates. So, ancestral primates use this thing called brachiation, which is essentially they use arboreal locomotion, so they would like swing from trees and stuff like that. And so they developed things that you can still see in humans today, which is they had to get long arms, they had to get rotating wrists, their nails became shorter, their fingers became longer and more hook-like. All of these things you can actually see in our hands, in our arms and stuff like that. They still, they're still there and they're still important. But now more derived primates, all modern hominoids can stand erect. So that means like pretty much all like apes and stuff like that have the capacity to stand on two legs and become bipedal. But only humans use bipedalism as their primary form of locomotion. And so what things have we done to get to this point? So first things first, we've gotten a larger, our pelvis has changed. So it's become, instead of more elongated, our pelvis has become more basin-like, and it has developed arches to be able to support most of our weight. Our chest has changed. So our rib cage has become barrel-shaped, as comparison to a chimps who have a much more funnel-shaped one. It's more like this. This is there we go. That's a better barrel. And essentially what this means is that a chimp ribcage goes all the way from their shoulders down to their pelvis. Humans stop right about here, right? And what that means is we have a defined waist, which is, super important in like beauty standards, but it's actually even more important in terms of locomotion because it allows us to actually bend side to side and to have better balance. And it also separates respiration from locomotion. Like, our lungs are in a very separate area from our legs. Our hip joints, a lot of things revolve around the hip. So our hip joint, our femur has changed. So in a femur, you have this thing called an acetabulum, which is like this guy right here. It has become it's become angled, and you have this kind of like ball at the end of your femur, and essentially allows for an engineer like a ball socket joint, so it allows for a greater rotation, like a range of motion. Ow! Bless you. That was scary sneeze. But chimps have less angled ones, so theirs are like a lot more like up and down. So this angled joint lets us have that range of motion that we need to. Our knees are actually what's called the knock-kneed. So our knees are actually closer medially, so that means they're closer right here than they are at the pelvis. So essentially our legs kind of make a V together. Which is important because they allow us to increase our range of motion, just like, like most things. And it also decreases some amount of stress, but because of that, it means our knees are actually a lot more susceptible to injuries. You might have heard that women are more susceptible to ACL and MCL, which are ligaments attaching to the knee. They're susceptible to those because their pelvises are wider. That angle is a lot sharper. And that means that there's a lot more torsion and stress upon those joints. We've had a lot of foot modifications. So we have our big toe. We used to look like this. This is what our feet used to look like. It has obviously doesn't look like that anymore. It has moved up, which essentially allows our digits to be shorter, increases the surface area of our foot. And we also have developed arches. We actually have two arches in our feet. We have a longitudinal and a transverse arch. So essentially we have an arch that goes up and down, and we have an arch that goes sideways. And this allows us to distribute weight, act as shock absorbers, and act as springboards for walking. We also have developed big Achilles tendon, which allow for more movement. And then lastly, we have developed these things called a nuchal ligament, which attaches our trapezius muscle, which is like this muscle, like these muscles here in the back, to the back of our skull. In primates, time is up, but I'm gonna finish this thought. Primates have their muscles directly connected to their skull, which means that they have a lot of force that is repeatedly being put on their skulls. Our skulls are a lot smaller, and the ligaments is a lot more elastic, so it helps reduce the amount of bouncing and helps to anchor the skull, and acts kind of like a rubber band, so that way you don't have as much, like, you don't get a concussion every time you start sprinting. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the, a very, very quick overview of a lot of the, things. A lot of the adaptations. I was trying to think of the word. Adaptations required to become bipedal.
Can I just say that this is so much better for my brain right now because it's a lot
Right?
easier to understand, and also like
diagram.
it's cool. Like it's actually just cool that we've changed so much from, you know, chimps and stuff. I like this.
But Hannah, I have a question. Hannah.
Mhm.
What's the null hypothesis of this?
Fuck off.
What do you mean, Hannah? It's an easy one. It happened by chance. That's all it is, guys. That's the definition of the null hypothesis.
Range. It's a range, and the number, it needs to fall within like a 0.5 range of the P, or no, P needs to fall within a 0.5 range of that stage 3. I'm just gonna.
2 lessons
No,
in 1.
Yeah. Null hypothesis can fucking off my duff.
I've kind of a scarred Aiden for life.
All you need is a 1-second clip at the end that says the null hypothesis
Yeah.
means it happened by chance, and we all move on,
Yeah, like-
and life is okay.
Exactly. And then we can never talk about it again because
Exactly.
if we start talking about it, my brain melts.
21 is bigger than 20, but then 21 is not smaller than 20. I think. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Oh, Hannah, these are cursed images. Also,
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
find-
Alright, I
one
turned
on-
it down.
The one on the right, most disturbing. Also, because its butt cheek goes all the way to like its midsection.
That's weird.
Look at the curve, and it goes like halfway through its body.
That is a big butt. He has a big butt.
He dummy thick.
And he's also obviously not happy about it because that is a frown.
Oh,
Yep.
now he's angry.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I think, Hannah, can you actually really emphasize those calves? I feel like they worked hard on them.
Yeah,
They
make those
did.
bigger. Just make him better. Just make a better human being.
Yeah.
Compared
I
to
like
his calves, his thighs are like really kind
Sad.
of like he needs to do more on thigh day.
He doesn't do a lot of.
he's-
He does the squats and he does like calf raises.
yeah,
But he's
exactly.
not doing whatever the thigh workout is.
He needs to balance his body out a little more.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
upper
there we
body
go.
is
He needs
really
more
big,
thigh.
His lower body is not nearly as big as it should
Gotta
be.
have some nice thick thighs there.
Also, I don't get how he has like his obliques showing, but no abs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
I don't know.
Give him abs.
Also, is it a he? I'm still convinced it could
He's
be.
got a
he.
bulge.
I mean, he's got a bulge, but it's also like the other ones show very
The other
clearly
one-
that there is nothing down there. So
But
it's like
also no boobs. I
it's
don't
a
know.
weird
They're
Ken
very
doll situation
confusing.
going on
It
here.
is Kendall situation.
Now, did you just give him boobs?
I don't know
Or
what
you
you're talking
emphasize the
about.
pectorals.
I was like emphasizing the pectoral muscle. This whole thing right here is like I don't like this whatever that joint is because none of the lines make sense right there. If you actually
Well, it's
spend
like the
too much
shoulder-
time.
The shoulder goes into the torso. I mean, like into like the middle of the torso, obviously.
It looks like if you just took this arm, if you took this
Yeah, it's not
arm
a
out-
it's not a good rendering of the musculature up there.
Yeah, just take his arm.
Better. That's all better.
Yeah, he doesn't need that arm.
Yeah, fucking.
Like, we gotta
Who needs
zoom in.
arm?
You know, maybe the
Arms?
prank's on us, and this entire time he was wearing like ballet leggings, you know, that like hide everything.
The video.
Oh yeah, like
Yes.
squeeze to life.
I need to draw in his ballet leggings if that's the case.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm not gonna be.
Alright, we learned things.
Yeah, what's it?
Alright,
What
the thing.
list off the things you guys learned.
It's fallen socket joint. I knew that.
Yeah, exactly. Our feet take up more surface area now that they are not hands.
We have a sideways arch. I didn't know that one. That we had, I knew like
Yeah,
the
that one's.
I knew
The
the front
arches-
and back.
Help distribute our weight and make us springy.
Mhm.
Yes, and also our skulls are smaller, so that less weight is put on them. I think it was the way you put it.
And there's a nice fancy
say those
ligament
words?
that attaches it to our
I'm
shoulders.
pretty sure you said our skulls are smaller because chimpanzee skulls are like have more weight on them.
No, our
I don't
skulls are smaller, so we don't have to run, and so we can run without. Because if we had a lot of weight up top,
We'll be like whiplashing ourselves.
yeah, and
yes,
it's like super unbalanced.
I see. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Also another
Also,
yes.
our rib cages are now barrel shaped, whereas the chimpanzees are more triangular.
And they
And,
go all the way.
And
Mhm.
and they're also shorter, so that we have a defined waist, which gives us better balance and range of movement, and also divides our respiratory system.
Yes.
And also,
I'm very proud.
monkey legs go. The joint, the femur joint goes up and down rather than like at like the
Yeah.
Yeah,
angle
it
like
goes
humans.
more up and down. Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yes.
And
Also,
also, that guy is dummy thick and doesn't have a dick.
dummy thick with no
Actually,
dick.
that's the emphasis here.
And our knees sit closer in than our pelvis, which
And
helps
you-
our range of movement and stuff. But it also makes them get hurt easy, especially in winter.
Bad knees.
Yeah.
Poopy knees.
Stinky knees.
Also, you don't need to work out antagonistic muscles as shown in the image. You only need to work out the glutes and calves. Thighs, irrelevant.
Oh, another here's some more stuff that I didn't get to mention. Our arches are actually eliminate tensile stress, so they eliminate like stress of like pulling our muscles and stuff like that, and they convert that all to compressive force that goes up and down our body because our body's built to do that. And then also we got to have our gluteal muscles have also gotten
Yeah.
larger, but they're only
I
really
love
used
about the
for
butt,
running.
Thick
all
butt.
we got thicker as time went on.
Yeah, really.
About the butt.
Evolution said be dummy thick.
Evolution said be dummy thick because you need to be able to sprint. So,
Exactly.
and I think that's the lesson that we can take away from our
Also-
video. Guys, I lied to you
Damn.
a little bit. So the trapezius muscle is actually, I'll correct it in green. The trapezius muscle, I meant to do in green, is actually right here.
Were you
How
how,
could you
like,
do
the
this to
lats?
us?
Yeah,
You
I
had
think
more like the lats area.
Yeah, I had it in the lat area. The trapezius muscle. I got the fact that they're triangles down though.
See, here's the thing. Poopy our knees are, how terrible our backs are. Because at the end of the day, we're the most dummy thick species that exists on Earth, and I think that's absolutely
important.
an absolute win.
I think that's really good. That's a good spot to end our video on. It's the lesson that we all learned today is that humans have evolved to be dummy thick because to be dummy thick is to succeed.
Beautiful.
Kim
Beautiful.
Kardashian knew the secret all along.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Obviously.
Just be dummy thick
and-
forever.
And so with that, signing off, have fun, stay in school, only if you feel like it. Don't
Yeah.
do drugs if they're illegal, and also if they're bad for you. And stay curious. Keep doing science, and keep playing D&D. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Boy.